great players, they have a great organization, and you tell them one thing.
What is good, Raider Nation? Is your boy Raider Alex back with yet another video for you guys. Anybody that is new to the channel, you guys love Raiders related content just like this, make sure to like, comment, subscribe to the channel. That being said, let's jump right into the topic of this video. With the Las Vegas Raiders officially releasing quarterback Derek Carr, the Raiders are now officially seriously in the market for a quarterback for the first time in nearly a decade. Now, will the Raiders go trade for a guy like Aaron Rodgers, sign a free agent, draft a quarterback? That's the question we're really all speculating within the Raider Nation. But another thing we need to keep in mind is depending on where Derek Carr signs, that could inadvertently help the Raiders potentially land a trade for veteran quarterback Aaron Rodgers. Some of the teams potentially interested in signing the 9-year veteran includes the New Orleans Saints, who he already visited with, the Carolina Panthers, and even the New York Jets. Derek Carr met physically with the New York Jets this past weekend, and according to sources, that meeting went very well for both sides. Derek Carr's brother David Carr mentioned that the two really hit it off and that they would love to join the New York Jets. And look, I can definitely see why Derek Carr would like to join the Jets. They definitely have the most complete roster when it comes to the teams that I just listed. I also have seen a lot of Jets fans who have been in favor of Derek Carr joining the New York Jets. And now you might say, well, Alex, who really cares about Derek Carr? He's off this team. Who cares what team he signs for? And I typically would agree, except for if he can sign with the New York Jets. If Derek Carr signed with the Jets, then this could most definitely help the Raiders make a trade for Green Bay Packer quarterback Aaron Rodgers. And not only would it give the Raiders a lot more leverage in trade negotiations with Green Bay, as it really seems like the only two legitimate options for an Aaron Rodgers trade is between the Raiders and the Jets. And with Derek Carr signing with the Jets, that would essentially put us as the only serious team in play for Aaron Rodgers. Now, there also has just been some recent rumors indicating that the Dallas Cowboys may be desperate for a quarterback and they may want to go all in for Aaron Rodgers. Look, personally, I don't think that's going to happen. Green Bay Packers have already indicated that they don't want to trade Aaron Rodgers to the NFC, and I also don't know how the relationship between Aaron Rodgers and Mike McCarthy would be. According to rumors, it kind of seems like they fell off towards the end of their stint together in Green Bay. So I still think it's really between the Raiders and the Jets when it comes to potentially trading for Aaron Rodgers. And if Derek Carr signs with the Jets, that will put us right in the driver's seat to make a trade happen. With the Raiders being the only team left in the run for Aaron Rodgers, we would essentially hold all the cards. We would hold all the leverage against Green Bay to make a trade happen. Because last week we spoke about the possibility of the Green Bay Packers possibly demanding a first, third, and fifth round pick for Aaron Rodgers. Some sources indicated that may be around what it would take to make a trade for Aaron Rodgers. And now the Packers may possibly end up getting this if the Raiders ended up getting in a bidding war with some other teams like the Jets. And the Jets, they may be the team that's willing to give up more than the Raiders unless the Raiders just get absolute desperate and pull the trigger, which that would be a big mistake for the Raiders to give up too much draft capital for an older guy. But for sure, if Derek Carr signs with the New York Jets, then the Jets will be out of the market for Aaron Rodgers. And now the Raiders could potentially be able to make a trade for Aaron Rodgers without having to give up a whole lot of draft capital, without having to give up a first rounder. Because at that point, you might be able to get the job done for a mid-round pick this year or next year. And if that is a scenario, that would be absolute ideal for the Las Vegas Raiders. You don't have to give up a whole lot for a guy that only has 1 or 2 years left. You can also still be in play to draft a quarterback this year. Because although I would be very excited in landing Aaron Rodgers if we were able to make a trade happen, and really trading for Aaron Rodgers, it makes all the sense in the world in terms of a business aspect for this franchise. I think Mark Davis definitely is very business oriented when it comes to this franchise. And being in the market Las Vegas, you need stars. You need to draw some hype for this team moving forward, especially with the Super Bowl being held in Allegiant Stadium next year. The Raiders definitely are going to have to make a splash to get this fan base excited. But the Raiders, they also need to make sure they don't make the mistake of giving up too much for a guy who is really at the tail end of his career, and that realistically he will only be around about 2 more seasons. And if we ended up trading for Aaron Rodgers, this would essentially put us in win now mode. And if we're going to go in win now mode, we are really going to need as much draft capital as possible to fill out this roster, because we are simply not just a quarterback away from contending for a Super Bowl. We still got to fix that defense. So when it comes to Derek Carr, I will definitely be paying attention to where he signs. I hope he does end up signing with the New York Jets, because that will make it a lot easier for the Raiders to trade for Aaron Rodgers. Regardless though, even if Carr does not sign with the Jets, I think Aaron Rodgers still really holds all the leverage in the world against Green Bay. And we'll just see what he ends up deciding after he comes back from his little darkness retreat, where he decides what he wants to do with his career moving forward. Because if he decides he wants to be a Raider, then I have no doubt in my mind the trade will eventually happen. Aaron Rodgers could essentially force his way out of Green Bay. The Raiders will then hold all the leverage in the world, and we could potentially be able to make a move for Aaron Rodgers without having to give up the farm. So we will just have to stay tuned and see how this story ends up developing. If a trade for Rodgers did end up happening for the Raiders though, I think the trade would probably be made around free agency time period, so essentially sometime next month in March, but we will just have to see. But Raider Nation, let me know in the comment section down below, what do you guys think? Do you think that if Derek Carr ended up signing with the New York Jets, that it would make it that much easier for the Raiders to trade for Aaron Rodgers? Let me know. But with that being said, Raider Nation, that's all for you guys in today's video. Anybody that is new to the channel, you guys love Raiders related content just like this, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. That being said, I'll see you guys in the next one.